Your body absorbs supplements like it absorbs food, and the nutrients go in there and they do what they do, whether you notice it or not. You should do the sleep strategies, optimization tricks to your environment, use those to improve your sleep quality, use the supplements short term, and only take the supplements if you still need them. I take magnesium threonate every night just because that's an essential, but the rest of the sleep supplements I have in my cabinet, and I only take them after a really stressful day. Supplements in general compared to drugs, like, you're not feeling them when you take them. That's always the thing. Like, how do I know it's doing anything? You just have to trust in what they say they're doing. And there's a lot of bullshit and bunk supplements out there, that's for sure. Some of them you can test your blood and see that it's helping, although that's difficult, a little more challenging than people want to make it to seem to be. But yeah, with supplements, I don't think look, could you hit a point where maybe you'd have to probably take a lot though? So I'm not as worried about that. Yeah. I also, though, when I look at supplements, there is a philosophy towards supplements, though. Some doctors are very much like just balls to the wall with supplements. I try to teach you guys, and I think this has to do with developing a relationship with you guys long term that I'm looking to seek with you guys in my community for the $27 a month post-weight gain maintenance community that I have, where I want to help you guys stay optimal for $10 a month. Part of that is I want to save you a shit ton of money in the future and tell you, hey, you don't really need that. You don't need that. Because it's challenging, man. Every day you wake up as a new product that says you need it and it's the best. And that's one value that I want to lay out for you guys in the future is, okay, this is really cool. This could help. You don't need it on that kind of relationship with you guys. So the stress and sleep supplements are a great example. A lot of doctors and a lot of supplement and influencers will say, yeah, take the supplements to improve your sleep. And that actually makes a lot of sense. But then they don't tell you shouldn't take them for life. You should do the sleep strategies, optimization tricks to your environment, use those to improve your sleep quality, use the supplements short term, and only take the supplements if you still need them because sleep is super important. But the optimal bar would be, I don't need the supplements every day for my good sleep. So like where I'm at with my personal sleep is I take magnesium threonate every night just because that's an essential. But the rest of the sleep supplements I have in my cabinet, and I only take them after a really stressful day because I'm like, you know what? Today was a tough day. I was stressed, whatever. I'll pop those extra pills that night proactively, and I can feel them because I don't take them every day. Same thing with the adaptogenic herbs. The morning after a stressful day, I'm like, man, I didn't sleep that good last night, or yesterday was stressful, or I happen to feel a little under the
So
weather, and I'm
how
popping
many
those stress herbs,
carbohydrates
and
and
they're
how
all
much
situational.
protein
So
are
that's
you
the kind of
wanting us to
relationship that I
get in
want for
a
you
day?
guys
I
too
know
as
you've
well,
set our
both from a
goals,
money
her at
standpoint and
1,200 and
build some
me at
trust with you guys too.
1,400.
Cool.
So
And
does it
I'm
matter how
going to
much
the list
carbohydrates
here
and how
and
much
whatever the GLP-1
proteins?
essentials list, because you said the magnesium word there, but is it
Magnesium threonate is in there, is to go keto. So 50.
Okay.
So basically just try to go as low as you can. I mean, the carbohydrates, the goal for the first couple months,
Okay.
grams or less of
Okay.
net carbs is what you're
Okay.
striving for. That's really what that comes down to. Don't freak out about a couple grams of net carbs. All the fiber you want is fine. Fiber is okay. So all the cruciferous vegetables, like I love Brussels sprouts. Like Brussels sprouts are so good. Broccoli, cauliflower, but those aren't the only ones. There's a ton of fibrous vegetables, but those are the ones I think of all the time.
Okay.
You can overshoot that, but don't undershoot that. And then and then protein, you should be striving for about 1 gram per pound of target body weight. So if you know you should be shooting for about 140 pounds, like that's your kind of goal, about 140 grams of protein would be ideal. With the supplements, hopefully some of it has to come from protein powder, then so be it. We can work on that part and getting less powder, less supplemental protein in the future. But right now, getting enough protein is vitally important. When you guys are already orientated with this community that you're in, guys are in my warrior, so onboarding course. So right here, the non-essential supplements. So you have your essentials. Remember, these are links where you can purchase, and then you have your non-essential. So make sure you guys have reviewed this. You got your essential supplements. Non-essential are situational. So both of you guys are in a reset. So make sure you get this bottle here. Just one bottle, follow the directions. That'll help you with the metabolism speeding up.
Which one is that?
The one right here that says reset instruct. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, reset instructions right here. Our
Okay.
supplements. Yep. And I'll take you this is a link right here. And then do either of you guys have like an inflammatory or an autoimmune disease or any sort of inflammatory condition?
I do
No.
not that I know of.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Okay. Either way, we all have extra levels of inflammation. So curcumin, resveratrol, like these things would still be good. But the reason why I call it non-essential is really because I'm trying to not stress people out when they come in and they're like, oh my God, I got to buy 1,000 more supplements. It's like, no.
Right.
But if you have the mindset of you want to do as good as you can and it doesn't stress you out, by all means, all these things would be helpful. But as hopefully that makes sense. I put them in there so it's situational, target as much as you can when you're ready. Now, stress and sleep is its own category. If you're not getting enough sleep, 7 to 9 hours quality sleep, then you should definitely add the sleep supplements. Or if you think there's more stress in your life, then you should definitely add the stress supplements too as well. Also, if you are dealing with stress or lack of quality sleep, where is it at right here? Oh, here it is right here. The optional sleep video, the optional stress video. These videos will help you address lifestyle interventions to help improve your sleep or help tolerate the stress.
I have questions on a supplement, Perfect Aminos.
Yeah.
That I heard. Does the protein in that count? Your protein count for the day?
Yeah, it does. Perfect Aminos. There's a few other basically all those are glorified, overpriced essential amino acids. Now,
Right.
are they bad supplement? No, but they're being marketed like insane protein absorption,
Yep.
but what they don't tell you is yes, you absorb way more, like 95%, but then you're also paying like 20, 30 times the price per gram compared to regular protein powder. So there is a time and place. Some of your fasting windows, you can experiment with adding some amino acids during the fasting. That's kind of cool because it's calorie free and it could help with your body. Some people do really, really good with amino acids during their fasting, but as far as your main protein powder or protein supplement, I would rather you have whey protein powder as long as you don't have a dairy intolerance.
No, I don't.
Okay, good. Fantastic. Any other questions, guys, on fasting, food, supplements, stress or sleep?
So we get all those ones that are essential, and then the reset one on the vitamins, you just click on that link to order them.
Yep. Those are the ones that I'm telling you guys that are your essential. And then the other ones, inflammation, stress and sleep, those are situational if the issue comes up.
Okay.
Perfect. Now, best form of exercise without a doubt is resistance training. And hopefully you guys remember from that video where I really, really like summarize that for you so you guys understand what that looks like. You never see a weight loss deal program or thing that has a maintenance after it component, because from a business model, if I'm being honest, like I said, it doesn't exist. Weight maintenance doesn't exist. So most companies, they sell you the program and that's it.
Right.
But not us, because I'm confident that we're actually addressing the underlying issue. So super excited for you guys on this journey. So
I'm excited too. When I watch your TikTok in the morning, when you're taking your supplements and you're drinking stuff left and right, I'm like, what is he taking? What is he drinking? I need it.
Yeah, no, the fiber, the greens, fiber and greens, and then coffee with collagen. So
coffee, those pods, something pods. I never heard of that before.
nut pods is my favorite creamer because it's
Okay.
sugar free, it's low calorie, so you guys can totally have that in your creamer. And then I do a scoop of collagen in protein in my coffee.
Okay.
And then I do greens and fiber. So there's a lot that I'm doing in the morning, and my supplements.
Yeah. And then you eat, and you also eat?
No, I'm not eating in the morning. No, I
Okay.
never. Yeah, I can't even tell you how long it's been since I've actually eaten breakfast. If I'm on vacation or something and somebody, but just for skipping breakfast for so many years, like I literally I'll take a couple bites of anything if I did, and I'm just not hungry because it's been so
Right.
long. So,
Mhm.
I usually my average meal time first time of the day is like 2-3 p.m. and I'm up at 5 in the morning. So that I've been doing that for
Okay.
so long now. Yeah, it's usually 1 or 2 meals, but that's for me where I'm at. I need you
Right.
guys eating 8 hours, 3 meals outside of the 48-hour fast, because you guys are in an earlier stage. But
Right. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Everything's good. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah. I think it's worth throwing out there that get on the Tesso, see how you do. If you're kind of like, okay, I'm doing good, but I need some more, you could always try a very, very low dose of one of the GLP-1s, just something to consider. You probably started on the 2.5 of tirzepatide, which is what I imagine. That's what they start everybody on. Also, 1 month into this program, you're going to be in a much better state than you were probably then too as well. Digestion better, improvements, and so your body would respond better. So something to think about. You maybe a lower dose is something that you would maybe need, and that's an option. There's also other appetite suppressing supplements too as well. Ceci will share her screen in a bit and show you guys, and those can be stacked to any of your GLP-1s because they're supplements. So even if you're on GLP-1s, guys, the appetite suppressing supplements are nice to have on deck for when you're doing the long fasting and you want to suppress your appetite just for like the evening or, you know, half the day or something like that, because you obviously just can't willy-nilly inject yourself more. Please don't do that with tirzepatide or something like that. So, okay. So wrapping up the reset, guys, if you are in a reset, again, make sure you're very clear. You're going to be texting us every week. We're going to graduate you through the reset, the metabolic reset. We're going to tell you that's done. No long fasting. That's the 24-hour or longer. No long fasting during the reset. You can do your intermittent. That's okay. But you have to be eating all 7 days a week. That's obviously part of the goal of the reset. So you can take your AOD during the reset, or you can wait. AOD is awesome. It's only going to help, but I know it's expensive. So if you want to wait on the AOD, you can wait on the AOD. And then obviously we've already talked about how I feel about the GLP-1s, you know, during a reset. So just keep that in mind. Week by week, it does get easier. Your body does get more acclimated to this whole process. And then protein intake, 1 gram of protein per pound of target body weight. That's an easy formula. So any food or fasting questions?
Yeah, I have one question. So I struggle big time with protein. I mean, I'm not a vegan or a vegetarian, but I don't really like meat that much. I mean, I eat it, but I really struggle to get the protein. So, is there protein shakes or protein powder or things that I could use to try to supplement the protein?
How do you feel about like cottage cheese, Greek yogurt?
I like those. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do a lot of those. I'm cool with that. The goal is eggs. Can you do eggs?
Yep. I like those.
Eggs are phenomenal. So it doesn't have to be all for meat, right? So meat, eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, and supplement with whey protein powder as long as you don't have a dairy intolerance. If you do a little bit, you can do whey isolate, but an organic whey protein powder is going to be to help you bridge the gap. If you have a complete dairy intolerance, can't do any whey, you could do plant-based protein powders too. They're a little bit more chalky, you know, but they definitely have fiber and they're good for you, and they have protein in them. So absolutely hit your protein goals, meaning no matter what. Meaning if you have to supplement for some of it, you supplement for some of it. So
okay,
cool. The first time you do a 24-hour fast, though, you might have a little bit of that kind of thing that I was explaining earlier, where your body's like, whoa, like, you know, your first meal might hit you a little bit. 24 hours is not that bad. The whole post-fast window of recovery is more when you get to the 48, but you still might have a little bit. So pay attention. You might, you know, but a couple of those 24-hour fasts underneath your belt, it'll become easier.
Just on that long fast, is it okay to have like you said, the broth, the chicken broth, or no?
No, wait for after. So
yes.
I want to talk about that because a lot of people will say bone broth is so amazing during your fasting. And you got to understand what we're talking about here. Is bone broth going to destroy your fast? No, because there's not that many calories in it. There's electrolytes. There's a lot of good things in there, but there's amino acids, there's protein in there. And the amino acids really does reduce a lot of the cellular autophagy, which is this amazing process where your cells heal and recover. And what causes that to happen is the absence of consumption of amino acids. So you'll still lose fat, but you're missing a big piece of the fasting window, of the fasting benefit. And so just hold off on the bone broth and take that to break your fast will be the best way to do it. If you want to eat something during your fast, if you have to, you can't get the handle with the supplements, I would rather you have pure fat. That's where fat bombs come in. So MCT oil, coconut oil, heavy whipping cream, butter, obviously not take a bite of it directly, but you totally could, by the way. Blending it with your coffee, macadamia nuts, like things like that can give you, 200 to 300 calories, but it can give you a lot of satiety to help you get through the long fast, especially in the beginning when you're kind of getting more comfortable. If you are enjoying watching these clips from my coaching calls and my community, guys, I have thousands of like-minded individuals who are kicking ass. Click that link. I'll put it in the description of the video where you can set up a free consultation to discuss exactly how my individuals are achieving lasting weight loss utilizing microdosing and intermittent use protocols. Now, back to the video.
Thank you.
Wow.
Cool. So supplements, Ceci, if you want to share your screen, I should be able to get this fixed soon, but just want to show you guys the supplement section on the course.
So here is the supplements that we have, and this will just be under your course on the side. Sorry, this dog's crying. And once you click here, you'll be able to see. Did you want me to go over them, Dr. Jones, or did you want to?
So these are the extra appetite suppressions. Again, you don't need all of them, but these are there for you if you want to have some extra, which I do recommend having some of them on deck. Go to the essential.
Did I get any?
So if you scroll, so this is the one that everybody needs to be on. So make sure you get a chance to go through this. I don't care whether you go through me or not. There's a link to purchase them.
Essential.
Yeah, these are essential. So make sure you are on these products.
Where
Yep. This is we're inside the onboarding course.
Yeah.
Yep. So if you missed it, make sure you get back in after this and check it out, because you definitely want to be on the essential supplement. This is just your basic required nutrients.
Okay.
And then there is the thyroid. So for anybody who is on a reset, definitely need you to check and get one of these bottles here called the thyroid CNV. This is just a supplement. One bottle is all you need if you're on a reset. I think two of us are on, if I'm not mistaken, or one of us is to be determined. So if you do need one bottle, this is going to help your body's metabolism speed up faster with what we're doing with the increase in food. So you're definitely going to want that, but you only need one bottle is it. And then the rest of the supplements are all situational. So I used to just be, like, oh, you guys need to take everything, because they're all amazing. All these supplements are freaking amazing, but I also don't want to create analysis paralysis and overwhelming, right? So it's up to you guys. If you want to tackle other areas of your health, these are listed out here for a reason, because they can play a role. And so, at any point, you guys can ask questions throughout the program. If you want to add them, they're here for you, like the sugar craving, the liver support, if you're on hormones, if you don't have a gallbladder, things like that.
These are all hyperlinks for you to click that it'll take you there. Sorry.
To purchase, yeah. So,
Yeah.
And then the stress and the sleep, if you do have awareness of that, you're not so for sleep, it's 7 to 9 hours, as you saw, quality sleep. So make sure you let us know if you feel like you're not getting 7 to 9 hours, get the sleep supplements, and then watch the sleep video. If you feel like you have stress in your life, get the adaptocrin, which is adaptogenic herbs, and then watch the stress video, because the stress and the sleep, while less often, can still be a major roadblock, because it causes cortisol levels to be elevated, and cortisol will prevent you from really being able to beat this insulin resistance. So if you don't think it's an issue, you don't have to worry about it. But if you think it's an issue, or if you're interested in optimizing anyways, these are really, really powerful protocols.
I've been fasting for 4 days, as far as trying to get 1 hour more each day into fasting. It's like, in other words, my first day was 15 hours. Second day was 16, 17. I did 17 hours twice, but then I was starting to get a headache, and that's when I ate.
Yeah. So for more in-depth explanation of how to progress through the fasting, that fasting video in the course will explain that.
Yeah.
But basically, you give yourself time to progress through it. It's definitely not an overnight thing. It takes time to get to the 48 hours per week. But once you get to that one time per week, it does become easier and more routine as you get more into that. So,
okay. One other question, if you don't mind. So as I'm progressing from each day, going and adding another hour on each day, when do I start the 24-hour fast?
Well, it depends on the reset. So let's go into your reset and decide if
Yeah.
we need that or not, and then I can answer that question. So, so Anthony, for you, I see. Okay, I remember now. Yeah, you were on the first one, but you got a chance to finish that course. Fantastic. So calories wise, how many calories do you think you've been averaging last couple of weeks?
Okay, so last couple of weeks, I really just started 4 days ago, but the last couple of weeks is a train wreck. I think I was putting on about 4,000, 4,200 calories a day. Now that I'm concentrating on what I'm doing, trying to count the calories, I believe I'm about 18 to 2,200 calories a day because I'm watching what I'm doing. Now, I don't know that fine line of where I should be as far as calories because I'm a big guy at 310 pounds.
Yep.
So I don't want to go into hunger if I don't, or I don't want to undereat either because I need my strength, obviously, because I'm in the construction business.
Yep. So prior, you said you had 4 days of eating a lot. Prior to that, was that still probably in the higher end too?
Oh yeah, way before. For the last 8 years, there was just no limit. I just ate when I wanted.
Totally.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And so this is really it. This will be the first time we're getting down and real serious and sick. Fantastic.
Yes.
No, I love it. So with that history, no resets needed. So we're good from the metabolic standpoint. I think 1,800 to 2,200 is probably a little low for you, but not that low. I think once we get that fasting. So now to answer your question, you basically start increase. So stage 1 for all you guys is intermittent. Stage 2 is the 24-hour. So you're working towards that. Once you can get a 24-hour in, you're not doing that every day because that's OMAD. We're not doing that. The other days when you're not doing a long fast, you're doing your normal 16 hours and you're eating over an 8-hour window. So we want to understand the concept of long fasting versus intermittent. Long fasting is anything more than the intermittent. An intermittent fast, you're still eating your calories for that day. So as far as I'm concerned, an intermittent fast really isn't a fast because you're still eating your day's worth of calories. Long fasting is when you go an entire 24-hour period or longer, right? Because eventually the goal is to get to 48. So once you can get to one 24-hour, then you get to 2 24 hours spread apart. That's really stage 2. And then after you get comfortable with that, you move to stage 3, which is working up to the 36, 48, which you only do that one time per week, just like the video explained. And then once you're there, you roll in the other 5 days. That's where I probably want you eating closer to 22, 24.
So that's the challenge, is to get more into the intermittent fasting longer of the 48-hour. That's the goal.
The goal well, there's multiple goals, but primarily in the beginning after the reset, for everybody watching this, your goal is to get to that 48 singular one time per week while eating a good amount of food, like a lot on the other days. I say a lot because you're on the GLP-1, so it might sound like a lot, it might feel like a lot, but to be more accurate, you want to be eating at your TEE, which is that total energy expenditure. So for Anthony, closer to 22, 24. For the rest of you guys, probably closer to 18, somewhere around there. But that's the other 5 days surrounding that long 48-hour. Cool.
Okay.
Any questions regarding your starting point, Anthony? We'll get into some particulars and open Q&A later, but
okay. No, sir, that was the last 4 days was my starting point. I just received in the mail today the shot that I have to take, and I wanted to know, does it have to be at night or during the day? I know it has to be the same day every week, but does it matter evening or okay?
It doesn't. Yeah, most people just do it in the morning.
Yep. Okay. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, Anthony. So even if you're on GLP-1s, guys, the appetite suppressing supplements are nice to have on deck for when you're doing the long fasting and you want to suppress your appetite just for like the evening or, half the day or something like that, because you obviously just can't willy-nilly inject yourself more. Please don't do that if it turns appetite or something like that. So, okay. So wrapping up the reset, guys, if you are in a reset, Again, make sure you're very clear. You're going to be texting us every week. We're going to graduate you through the reset, the metabolic reset. We're going to tell you that's done. No long fasting. That's the 24-hour or longer. No long fasting during the reset. You can do your intermittent. That's okay. But you have to be eating it all 7 days a week. That's obviously part of the goal of the reset. So you can take your AOD during the reset, or you can wait. AOD is awesome. It's only going to help, but I know it's expensive. So if you want to wait on the AOD, you can wait on the AOD. And then obviously we've already talked about how I feel about the GLP-1s, during a reset. So any reset questions, guys, before I open it up to Q&A? Okay, cool. So open floor Q&A. I'll kind of go through some of the major parts here, and feel free to raise your hand with any particular questions. All the information on the entire protocol is obviously in that course. So I'm just going to touch on just major points. Again, the goal, we talked about it, get to that 48-hour fast. That's the goal. The other 5 days, you can do your intermittent fasting those days, those 8 hours, but I need you eating a full day's worth of food, getting enough protein, getting enough calories. As far as what you're eating, you saw that. We keep it simple. We're just reducing our consumption of processed foods. So the anti-processed food diet, Paleo, Mediterranean are great examples. The only modification is, though, that we are going to go keto. Not for life. I just want you to go keto for on average 2 to 4 months. That really speeds up the process with the fasting for becoming insulin sensitive. And then I actually do want to introduce carbs, even if you're not at your goal weight, because that's a good test in the future to make sure that, hey, can we tolerate carbs? Can we keep losing weight? And that makes life so much more sustainable if I can have a little bit of wiggle room in carbs. Breaking the long fast, you saw that little section on the course, bone broth, soup, take it easy, nice, slow and steady. It takes especially the first time you do your first long fast, your digestive system is going to be like, holy crap, what was that? And that's, so when you start eating, you might feel a little weird. You might get some diarrhea. You might get some nausea, separate from GLP-1 if you're getting it, right? So just keep that in mind. Week by week, it does get easier. Your body does get more acclimated to this whole process. And then protein intake, 1 gram of protein per pound of target body weight. That's an easy formula. Any other food fasting questions?
So if I've been fasting, I want to say the last maybe 3-4 weeks, I've fasted maybe 3 to 4 days a week, 16-hour intermittent fasting. Do I have to do the metabolic reset?
No, earlier just on the call, we established whether you needed one or not. Ceci, did we establish if she needed one or not?
We didn't know where your caloric intake was, but we're going to have you check for a few days.
Okay, so still check for a few days even if I've been fasting already?
Yeah, so basically we need to find out what you're going to tell us. So as soon as you tell us, if we find out, yes, you need a reset, then stop the long fasting.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, and then can we start the medication if we receive it, or do we have to do the reset first?
If you need the reset, you need the reset. And starting the medication is kind of a different question. I used to always say, don't, what's the point? You want to start a really low dose, a microdose, something that's not going to block your appetite, but could start giving your body some of that amazing anti-inflammation. I'm actually starting to lean more towards that. So starting with your reset, yeah, I'm okay with you doing like a microdose, which will be like half of the starting dose. You have all these appetite suppressing supplements that we offer too as well. There's a ton of them. Just tesofensine is going to be your strongest. And then the other appetite suppressing supplements are going to be not as comparable with GLP-1, but still an aid. So it's ultimately up to you if you want to get one of those things. There's also the aspect of like, okay, mindset. I can try to deal with it, but if I start losing the battle, is that going to stress me out? And so again, I would recommend getting something next to you, having it. Obviously, the goal for you is going to be able to get you back onto the GLP-1, hopefully. But based off what you're telling me, though, maybe you're not going to be able to ever use GLP-1 for appetite suppression because it seems like it keeps wrecking your body. I don't know what's going to happen. One of two things are going to happen. If we improve your health, we might find a dose of GLP-1 where it's right in the middle. Appetite suppression, no side effects. That's what I'm hoping for. And what I think is going to help that is the digestive enzymes, the gut health, the probiotics, all those supplements that are in that course. I think gut health is going to be really, really important for you. I think digestive enzymes every time you eat to help your body break that stuff down is also going to be very helpful too as well. So does that answer your question? It's basically, we have to kind of see, but if you want to stock up now because you're anticipating it, I would stock up on something. You have all these appetite suppressing supplements that we offer too as well. There's a ton of them. Just tesofensine is going to be your strongest. And then the other appetite suppressing supplements are going to be not as comparable with GLP-1, but still an aid. So it's ultimately up to you if you want to get one of those things. There's also the aspect of like, okay, mindset. I can try to deal with it, but if I start losing the battle, is that going to stress me out? And so again, I would recommend getting something next to you, having it. Obviously, the goal for you is going to be able to get you back onto the GLP-1, hopefully. But based off what you're telling me, though, maybe you're not going to be able to ever use GLP-1 for appetite suppression because it seems like it keeps wrecking your body. I don't know what's going to happen. One of two things are going to happen. If we improve your health, we might find a dose of GLP-1 where it's right in the middle. Appetite suppression, no side effects. That's what I'm hoping for. And what I think is going to help that is the digestive enzymes, the gut health, the probiotics, all those supplements that are in that course. I think gut health is going to be really, really important for you. I think digestive enzymes every time you eat to help your body break that stuff down is also going to be very helpful too as well. So does that answer your question? It's basically, we have to kind of see, but if you want to stock up now because you're anticipating it, I would stock up on something. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, and you're going to want to check this one out, I get into a deep dive over GLP-1 medications, peptides, and lasting weight loss, guys. We'll see you later.